What is up, guys? Quincy here, and it's time for another episode of Q&A, the show where I take your questions from YouTube and Twitter and answer them here on this show. And you know what? We're just going to jump right into it because we have a lot of juicy questions, a lot of juicy tweets that I just got to get into. And the first one actually comes from friend of show, Mike Keeley. And he asks, did Sheehy do enough in the preseason between practice, the games, and his big punt return moment to secure a spot on the Browns roster? Essentially, is Sheehy gonna make this team? Is the Cinderella story gonna come complete? Is the movie that I think was based on a true story, Invincible, gonna come to life in 2019? I don't know if he's done enough. There has been some things that have happened that have opened up more of a route for him to go on the roster than I imagined at the start of camp. I didn't think that Jalen Strong was going to get released. I didn't think Antonio Callaway was going to get suspended. Derek Willis has fallen off of the face of the earth so far in camp. Hey, it's not really crazy to think that Sheehy could actually make this team. But I am going to say I don't know if he's done enough or been given the opportunity enough to make this team. Now, I don't know what they do behind closed doors at practice. Maybe they have a lot of big plans. Maybe they have him filling some of the Antonio Callaway responsibilities behind closed doors. But as of right now, from what I've seen from the opportunities they've given him, I don't think it's likely that he makes the roster. Now, he could have a monster fourth preseason game. That is definitely a possibility. Yeah, I think Sheehy's best bet is to try to make the practice squad, stick on for a year, develop, work on his craft, and really make a hard push to make a 53-man roster next year. The next question is also from Twitter, and it's from Dogpile Rob, who says, do you think with OBJ not having to carry a team's receiving core, it will help him stay healthy all season? Yes and no. I think OBJ's injuries kind of stem from his eagerness to come back from his injury that he had in the preseason, and that turned into a whole nother thing. I think he's now completely healthy. I think him not being relied on as much is definitely going to be a benefit for his health just because he's not going to get hit as much. Overall, I don't think OBJ's injury issues necessarily are due to just how much he was used. It's due part into bad luck and part into he's just not the biggest guy in the world, so he's just not going to be able to prevent as many injuries. But I don't really think it's going to be a concern this year. Maybe he misses a game or two, but I think he's going to be able to stay healthy. I think this team's going to run the ball a lot more than people realize. The next question comes from Tyler Humpert, who says, what is your take on the Browns waiving Jalen Strong? Certainly surprised, right? Did not expect that at all. Did not expect the Browns to get rid of Jalen Strong. Thought he was going to make the roster. Thought he was pretty close up there in the depth chart to make the roster. Would be really interested to see what the inside details are about that, because that sounds like something to where they cut him loose because he got caught doing something he wasn't supposed to. It's the only reason I can explain why they cut him at the time that they did, but that's pure speculation. But yeah, Jalen Strong being cut, that is surprising. I thought Derek Willis would get cut before he did. It certainly looked like that was what the path was for a while at wide receiver. So I'm surprised to see that, but maybe they really do like what Braxton brings to the table. They like his speed, his athleticism, and they do have a role for him. So let's see this out. And the next question is from the Catster, who says, what's your prediction on the Colts record now that Luck is gone? Now, I don't think that they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I do think they have the potential to be, because they have some weird stuff going on. Jacoby Jones represents himself, so if they want to extend him, because this is the last year of his contract, they're going to have to negotiate with him, or he's going to have to get an agent. Either way, it sounds like dysfunction, but I do have faith in Chris Ballard in that front office to be professional. So I don't think they're going to be terrible, but I don't think they're going to be great. I think they're going to hover around 7-9 and 6-10. The next question comes from Marcus Lordy, who says, I think the Chicago Bears are underrated in my opinion. What are your thoughts on the Bears? The Bears are a tough one. They are a tough one because they do have a legitimately good defense. They have Khalil Mack, one of the best defensive players in the league that nobody really talks about as much as they should. And then on the offensive side of the ball, it's just not something that a lot of people feel like is reliable. Me, myself included. Mitch Trubisky, he is a Cleveland native, but I'm just still not sold on him yet. I don't know if that's going to repeat itself. A lot of what happened last year seemed a little bit flukish, but it also seemed like they do have a solid team. So the Bears are just one of those teams that are hard to have a really strong opinion about because they're just one of those weird teams. I don't know. I'm sorry, I couldn't give you a better explanation, but yeah, I just don't know about the Bears. The Bears are kind of weird to me. The next question comes from the Vault Dweller, who says, do you think Giants Nation will ever leave the Eagles alone? Or the E-Girls, as he calls them, which is hilarious and has a double connotation that I don't even think he realizes. But, man, I don't know. Let's see what he said this week, actually, man. So, Vault Dweller, we're going to check out what Giants Nation said this week. You know he's on a paragraph because this is what he does, man. This is what Giants Nation does. He says, what's up, Quincy? I miss you, bro. I kind of missed you. I'm just playing. I missed you. But been busy with work and school. I know how that is. But anyways, what are your thoughts on Madden? Just got Madden 20. And in recent years, Madden has declined to a shell of itself. You got me sounding dumb on this show. Come on, Giants Nation, get together. And I have more fun playing Madden 08 and 12. What's your opinion? Man, Madden's one of those things where it's kind of just become cool to hate, and I'm kind of like tired of the trend of Madden becoming like this cool thing to hate. I thought Madden 18 was pretty good. Madden 19 was all right. Had some bugs, but it did make some improvements. I don't know. I think people expect entirely too much from a game that has to be developed yearly. There's going to be bugs in Madden. There's going to be a lot of issues. There's going to be some glitches. There's going to be some funny glitches that you see. And then like there's this one channel, I won't say the name, but every time like there's like a little funny glitch of a player running funny because there's just a natural glitch in Madden, this dude makes a video and he makes it seem like it's like the worst travesty happening of all time. So that those kind of things have just made me not want to get on the hate train for Madden, but I do understand that 08 and 2012 were very good editions of Madden. I played Madden 12 for like 4 or 5 years because it was that good of a game and I didn't have a PlayStation 4. So I could really understand why people like the older ones. But as far as, the new Maddens go, I think they're better than people give them credit for. But I do think there is a lot of room for improvement, and I do wish there was another game to compete with them. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Madden. And Vault Dweller, he did not trash talk the Eagles, so give my man some credit. Give Giants Nation some credit. Put some respect on his name. The next question is from the Dog Pound. And they say, who do you think will have a greater impact come week 8 and beyond, Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt? Nick Chubb, easily, because I think we need to really temper our expectations for Kareem Hunt this year. I don't know if he's going to produce to the amount that we hope he produces if he gets on the field. He hasn't looked right all camp, and I don't know if he's been recovering from an injury, but he looks like a guy who has not played football in a while. He looks really rusty whenever we see him out there, and maybe he'll flash once he gets out there in the real game, but I don't know. I think he's going to be rusty this year. I don't think he's really going to show himself to be the Kareem Hunt that was in Kansas City. But to answer your question, yeah, Nick Chubb all the way. I think Nick Chubb is going to be the answer for this team. And I think Kareem Hunt will be a nice second option, but temper your expectations for what Kareem Hunt might be able to produce this season, just because I don't know if he's going to be able to shake off the rust after sitting out 8 games, and he already looks rusty in the preseason when he's playing. The next question comes from KnowledgeMan254. That is the greatest username of all time. And they say, who is your favorite QB in this upcoming draft? Tua Tagovailoa, Jake Fromm, or Justin Herbert? Jake Fromm, 100%. I think Jake Fromm is that dude. I really like him. I really like how he goes about his business from watching him on QB1. I loved how he handled things at Georgia. He always had extremely strong competition from Jacob Eason, from the guy, I forget his name, but he's a 5-star recruit. He's at Ohio State now. He just transferred. He's a starter at Ohio State, but he has had strong competition every year of his college career, and he has rose to the occasion and beaten that competition. That is a man amongst boys. That is a man who can lead an NFL team, and that's a dude who's going to be a dude in the NFL. Jake Fromm all the way. The next question is from Cleveland CBI, who says, do you think it'd be funny if Andrew Luck returns one day to the Patriots just to get revenge on the crybabies that booed him? That would be interesting, right? If Tom Brady retired and then Andrew Luck just unretired, that would be interesting. He's definitely the age to do it. But I think when guys like Andrew Luck, when I say guys like Andrew Luck, in football, you often but rarely get these dudes who are really great at their position, but they're just so different than every other player in terms of their mentality. And I'm talking about the guys like Calvin Johnson. Joe Thomas, to an extent, is a guy like that, who was really good at their position, a really great football player, but called it quits relatively early, and just never considered coming back. And I think Andrew Luck is a part of that crew. Yeah, but I think Andrew Luck is done. I don't think he is the type of personality to be itching to come back to the league. I think once he made that decision, he was pretty sure on it and set. And he's just decided to leave. And honestly, would you, if you were somebody who decided they were going to retire because you didn't want to deal with the pain of coming back from injury, would you return and risk injury again for fans that showed you what they felt of you when you made that personal decision? Would you be itching to get back out there for them guys? So yeah, if he returned, I wouldn't be surprised if he came back with a different organization, maybe the Patriots, because they're a good organization that's not going to put him in peril 24/7. But I just don't see him making that move. He has like the most anti Brett Favre personality known to man, and I think he's going to do the exact opposite of what Brett Favre would have done. The next question is from Ian Whittaker, who says, has our defense improved enough to fight the Ravens' most likely run-heavy defense? Well, I think he meant offense. I know the run up the middle was our biggest weakness last year, so did we solve it? Sure looks like we did against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I think they might have one of the worst lines in football. At least the Browns made it look like that. But it should be solved. I think it's solved. I think the biggest problem was they didn't have enough weight in the middle of that defense. I think Trevon Coley and Larry Ogunjobi were just too light to anchor the inside of that defense. But with a guy like Sheldon Richardson, who's going to occupy and make moves off a double team, that frees up the linebackers to make plays in the running game a lot more up the middle. So, yeah, I think that the Browns are going to be able to stop the run up the middle. I think they're built to win a game on the line of scrimmage. So, I think they match up with the Ravens' run offense pretty good. And it'd be interesting to see these two teams match up. That is the most interesting matchup, I think, in this entire division, are the Browns and the Ravens. And that is all of the questions for this week's Q&A. Thank you guys for asking the questions. And let me know down below who your surprise player to make the 53-man roster is going to be. Is it going to be Damon Sheehy? Is it going to be Braxton Miller? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like what I do here, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ding that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload. And if you want to support the show, you can do it in two ways. You can join our Patreon and have your name added to the bottom of the screen, or you can buy some merch. Get some cool shirts. The carousel is down below. Just scroll down and check it out. Cool stuff there. Check it out. Buy it. Helps us. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Have a good night.